the 2026 BMW X1 Xdrive28i in black sapphire metallic over black veganized leather, which is fake leather. I'm going to go over some pros and cons, why this is kind of the sweet spot vehicle if you're looking at competition like Audi and Volvo. I'm Anthony from Supercar Throttle, and starting in the front, 8.1 inches of clearance. You're going to have the active kidney grille shutter with the satin aluminum. The lower is an active grille. Front parking sensors, we have the technology package, so it ticks the box to the 360-degree reverse camera. It also gives us a panel moonroof. I would consider ticking the box to this if I was personally buying this vehicle. Standard LED headlights at daytime runnings, and I like how it implements it to the front because it has a more dynamic appearance. The lower, keeping the satin aluminum on the air pocket, just highlighting the aerodynamics basically in this near 50-50 weight distribution vehicle. House underneath the hood is a B48, which is a 2.0 liter BMW twin power turbocharged engine. That's a twin-scrolled, single turbocharged engine producing 241 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque, paired to a 7-speed DCT or dual-clutch automatic transmission, achieving 25 mpgs for the city, 34 mpgs for the highway, reaching 66.2 seconds. Top speed at 130, and it unlocks up to 149 miles per hour. When you're considering the speed that you're getting at a $42,000 MSRP, that is pretty amazing. But because we've added some features like these 19-inch Y-spoke bicolor alloy wheels and that technology package, it has increased the price to near $50,000. And even the color palette is an upgraded charge. So when you are considering this against the Volvo XC90, the base model, this is going to have more horsepower and torque. The B5, this is going to have more torque. Comparing it against Audi Q3, this is going to have more torque than that. But then when we're looking at daily specs, 3,500 pounds of towing, 994 pounds max payload, which is still pretty impressive. And when I'm putting these numbers in perspective, I don't necessarily have to jump into an X3, which is over $8,000 more than this. And it's also longer and wider, which is basically a baby X5. So now, thinking about what I was saying at the beginning, is it a sweet spot? It kind of is. Because if you don't option all the features, you could still get it in the low 40s, but even optioning the features we have showcased, you're still under $50,000. Unfortunately, that does lead to a problem though, because the Mini Countryman, it's the same horsepower and torque. The JCW, it's the same horsepower and torque as the M35i. So you can save a little bit of dough there, but then you're also losing a year in warranty. And when you go into the M35i, the plus to it is you're getting a lot more horsepower, but you're getting the same torque. So then when I'm putting that in perspective, if I was going to spend near $60,000, I personally would look at an X3 opposed to this. Standard LED taillights and that aggressive look comes into the rear, with the lower getting the satin aluminum. No exhaust to be found except those side panels with the satin aluminum that just bulge out a little bit more so with the reverse parking sensors. But which way would you go, BMW or the competition? Let us know in the comments, and if you haven't already, click the subscribe button, click a like, because all of these clicks help with the algorithm so we can bring more vehicles to the channel. Power liftgate, 56.7, 43.3 weight distribution, and a 0 to 60 at 6.2 seconds. Let's see what we get. It does slide around, so it's not as airtight as I would like. The front just likes to slide around a little. Braking is good, so you'll want to utilize that quite a bit. Definitely gets up to speed quick. As you drive, and when the turns are a little bit more wide, it does get a little bit more exciting and you feel a little bit more confident. If it's a tighter bend in the road though, it's not going to be so easy. So it does handle pretty good. It's not necessarily something that's going to be where you're taking it on the track. It's not meant for that. This is an everyday driving vehicle. So the fact that we can do some of these harder bends and still have some fun and pleasure out of it with a lower MSRP, I mean, these are all positives. Visibility is great. Seat comfort, it's going to be a little bit more sporty, but that's to be expected. It's a BMW. Even the suspension itself will be a little bit more rigid than most of the competition. Volvo will be a lot more comfortable. Mercedes, they have a little bit more cushion to their seats, so that way it's actually the most comfortable in class. Pretty quiet in the cabin, so they seal it up pretty good. And you have a lot of space in the interior, so I don't feel like a claustrophobic feel. And when you're going into a smaller SUV, that's definitely something to think about, because usually you get it because you're wanting something small but practical and yet family oriented. So this ticks the box to all of that. But then you get inside and it's so tight that you can't even move. Here, if I go for a long journey, I'm not gonna be tired. Turn radius at a stop point, it's actually really tight. I would say about a lane and apart. Let's rock and roll. The exhaust though filters in because, like we said, it has the iconic sounds. You can turn that off so it won't be as noisy in the cabin, but doing so you'll probably hear a little bit more road noise, especially with these 19-inch wheels. The nice thing though is it does soak up most of the imperfections. Obviously, you're gonna feel some of the speed bumps throughout. Because the steering's so light, I mean, literally you just touch it and you're turning into another lane. So it's definitely an easy everyday driving vehicle. The con though is where you don't get that feedback and it doesn't change or tighten up when you get into sport mode. And when you come from a stop point, it does have a little bit more lag than my liking. Considering you have 241 horsepower, which is quite a bit, and the torque, it really does pin you in your seat. The seat comfort, it's going to be a little bit more sporty. That's also to be expected because it's BMW, and that goes with the suspension too. So if you're looking for competition-wise, Mercedes is going to be a little bit more plush and comfortable with their seats and the actual suspension. Audi does a good job, but it's a lot of plastic in the interior. Here, you don't have as much plastic, which is also a plus, because if you are cross-shopping from an X3 to this, you could potentially do this vehicle, have just as much capabilities, more or less, and you have less plastics found through the interior of the cabin. Now, it's not going to be as fast as that, but you can go to the M35i. If I was at that dough, though, I may consider the X3 only because it doesn't make sense to spend extra when you get all of that power with the X3. I put it into eco mode, basically, and now it feels like the car's dragging. If you're going on a long journey and you're setting cruise control, it's fine because it actually coaches you, and you can see here it'll tell you that you're getting more MPGs by doing it. If you go into your just regular mode, you can already feel the gears changing a little bit more rapidly. I like that they did the 7-speed DCT automatic transmission because I feel that it does make it feel a little bit more faster than it would with a traditional 7-speed automatic transmission. But the best two driving modes by far is just going to be your normal and sport mode. I personally would probably leave it in the sport mode most of the time because you're already getting pretty decent MPGs for a standard Xdrive vehicle. But as you stay at a more cruising speed, it does get a lot more comfortable. In this type of vehicle, you're not going to be concerned about putting a lot of miles on it. Service is going to be inexpensive, so it ticks the box for a efficient yet sporty everyday vehicle blended in. But let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check out the next video right here.